Hashtag just be kind.
Jazz is cool.
You will be found.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn.
It's a very universal story. It's a lot about a character and many characters who feel isolated and feel loneliness and feel that they want to be seen and to be part of something bigger than themselves. It's a very life-affirming story that reminds people that they are not alone and that there is someone like them out there. And on top of that, it has beautiful music and beautiful songs that I think really forward the characters and the story development and really add to the emotional weight of the story. It's a really special, different kind of movie musical. I think there are a lot of movie musicals that live in a much bigger kind of theatrical place, and this is one that is very warm and human and authentic and deals with very relatable issues in a very realistic way.
Something I'm very excited for people who haven't seen the musical on Broadway. Very much looking forward to people seeing it in theaters. It's definitely a heartbreaking and sad story, but I think it's really, really, really moving. And if you watch it, I guarantee it's going to be a movie that really makes you feel a little less alone and that you're able to talk to your friend a little bit easier or ask your peers how they're doing and how they're feeling. I think it's a really special movie and they should definitely see it.
The topics of mental health and loss and dealing with grief as a community and like forgiveness and all that stuff melded in with this bonkers music. There's just something about it. You can't give it a name, or else it would lose its magic. I'm really excited that South Korea is going to see anything that I'm in, so that's great.
It's a tie, really, between You Will Be Found and Only Us. Only Us is one of my top favorites just because I loved singing with Ben. He is such a special singer and he's so talented, and it felt like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to sing with him in a movie. But another one, I think my top favorite though, is You Will Be Found, just because of the message it sends, and it was really powerful performance that Ben gives during that scene, and when he's performing it in the movie, he's so good, and his character, literally falls down and he gets back up in the middle of this scene, and I think that is something really speaks to the whole film, because each character has their moment and each character overcomes something in this movie.
I gotta give you the one answer. My favorite song definitely is the one that I sing in the show, called A Little Closer. When I heard it for the first time, it just blew me away. And it's exclusive just for the movie, it's not in the stage show, so I wasn't aware of it. But I have a special spot for Forever. That song is the icing of this whole movie. Like, it's just so moving and it's so like narrative based and it's Ben at like top form. I mean, it's him just putting you there emotionally.
For Forever, which is a song that the character of Evan sings. He's been invited over for dinner by this family named the Murphys, who have just lost their son, and Evan has been invited over because the Murphys believe that Evan was friends with their son Connor, who passed away. And Evan comes to dinner at first with the intention of telling them that unfortunately is not true and that they didn't know each other. But when he gets to dinner and he sees the pain that they're in,
tell us something, please, Evan.
and how much they need to hear something good about their son, Evan starts to sing a song where he creates a fake kind of pretend story of a day that he had with Connor in the past and sings about their friendship and how meaningful they were to each other. And even though it isn't true and it's Evan is sort of making this up as he goes, you can see immediately how important it is to the family to hear this and how meaningful it is to them and how much it changes their emotional state and how happy it makes them. And it's just, I think, a very powerful scene.
Something again involving music, like she's in a jazz band at her school and she really loves, her hashtag is jazz is cool.
Just be kind. Be a little kinder to everybody along the way.
I think probably just hashtag You Will Be Found. I mean, obviously that's a song in the piece, but also I think Evan just desperately wants to feel like there are people who see him and love him and understand him, and I want him to feel that way.
Reasons to want you. I don't need.
Well, I mean, in the movie, I do write on Evan's cast, and I'd probably write on his again. I don't know if you know, in the movie, I kind of take up all the space on the cast with just my name. And I think if I had a chance to do it again, I would be a little more sensitive and probably understand that, like, we're in a more similar boat as kind of outcasts.
I feel like Zoe's would be some sort of song lyric or something.
I would write on Evan's because I've played Evan Hansen for many years now, and I love him, and I've come to really appreciate him. And I know that he would really need that, and he feels kind of alone and isolated, and so I would want to write that I'm here for him and that I love him and that I see him.
Try to quiet the noises in your head.
I would tell him I understand why he's doing it, and I understand where he's coming from, and I know how hard it is to disappoint people, and I know how much joy he feels that he now has people that love him and that see him, and I know how hard it is to give that up. But I would tell him that ultimately it's not sustainable, and he's going to have to tell the truth at some point, and the longer he waits, the harder it's going to be. So he should just face that as soon as he can.
Evan in such a state of not really knowing what to do or handle the situation because it starts off as something so small and then it snowballs into an even bigger thing and it becomes something that he almost can't control at a certain point. And I would just say for anybody watching this movie, and as hard as it can be sometimes, but to always try to be yourself and love who you are. It's okay to not be okay. I think that's another big message in the movie.
Just be honest. It's gonna be hard, but honesty's always a better way.
Well, that's all that I've wanted for longer than you could possibly know.
When you see it on Broadway, it feels a lot bigger just because it visually is. We're a lot wider and we're a lot further away from the characters physically. And so with the movie, I think this amazing opportunity to get really close actually to these characters, and it allows the audience, I think, to really go through what these characters are experiencing and the feelings that they're rejecting too. I think that's the biggest difference.
Well, first of all, it has 2 new songs that are only in the film that are both really beautiful songs that I think really add to the story and really improve the whole piece. I also think the film can offer a reality and an authenticity just by virtue of the medium of film.
Yes, I'm very lucky that's happening. And it's a great song. Oh, that's unique. You'll like that. I love the songs. I hope you guys like it too. Bye.
Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why.
A lot of people feel like us. People that you wouldn't think.
I don't understand what happened.
You did.